Hello, greetings, and welcome. Queen City Psychic Medium here, doing business as CINCY Psychic LLC, and a friend in need is a friend indeed. Ain't that right? Many of you know what I'm talking about, and the rest of you are going to end up finding out what I'm talking about at one point or another in your life, okay? If you have friends, okay? What do I mean by that? Well, I think one very, very important thing to remember, period, as we go through life is to be aware of the company that we keep, okay? Now, me, I'm a very, very non-judgmental, free spirit person. I don't care who you are, what you do, as long as it's not evil or mean or bad to other people, okay? I'm cool. I'm hip. That doesn't mean that I hang out with anybody and everybody. It just means I'm very accepting, okay? I'll give everybody pretty much the chance, all right? And I think that we should do that, okay? However, we got to watch some of the people that we allow into our lives. So let me get into this a little bit with you, break it down, all righty? What about, let's go with one of my favorites. Oh gosh, one of my biggest pet peeves, the group of people that I can't stand the most, okay? That personality type, the controllers, the people that have to control everything, okay? And you know why? Okay, first of all, I think that's just really messed up, man. That's dark. That's dark, okay? It's totally effed up when you come in trying to manipulate and control what somebody else is wanting to do, okay? Because it's their journey, not your journey. Their soul knows where they need to go, not you, okay? So people, don't let people tell you what to do. If you have a soul calling and you feel pulled, in a direction to do something, do it. Don't question it. Don't doubt yourself. Fear, the acronym FEAR, right? False evidence appearing real. That's what they say. That's a saying. So just let go and let great spirit, okay? Because you can do what you need to do, and your soul knows what you need to do. So the friends that try to control you and tell you, I don't think you should do that. I think you should do this. I wouldn't even come back with too much response or reply with that other than, do you? Or why do you think that? Or question things. When these people that are controlling you or trying to control you, start this up. Question it. Why do you think I should do that? How about a big fat, what's it to you? How about that? What's it to you? What choice I make, okay? Now, on the other hand, and I'm going to give you an example. I'm not going to say any names, of course. And this has been like 30 years ago. There was a girl that I worked with, and we became friends. She was about 7 or 8 years younger than me, okay? And she had daddy issues because her father was a chronic alcoholic, okay? I mean, he was a mess. And so she chose men that she thought she was going to fix or help, or she'd choose father figures, okay? So like the one guy was like 30 years older than her, and he was like a sugar daddy, really. I mean, he took her out to really nice restaurants every night, bought her whatever she wanted, yada, 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 okay? And she ditched all of her friends because of him, okay? And because he knew that her friends were going, hey, we don't trust this guy. So I just want to say this to you guys. If you got a few friends coming at you going, I don't really trust this guy, you might want to give it a little bit of a listen, okay? Because in this case, when this girl's father died, she let this guy have power of attorney to sell the house and handle everything, and he ripped her off and took her for over $80,000 in cash that would have went into her pocket. Okay, so she ended up learning, and then he ended up stalking her and all this stuff. But anyway, so we hooked up to being friends again after she ditched him, and she ran around trying to fix everybody's life. Okay, and she actually would travel, from the south to the north, okay, and in between, making stops at a few different friends' houses just to get their lives together for them, okay? Now, when I finally said to this chick, okay, when I had enough, and I could not enable her anymore, I had to say to her, you run around and tell everybody else what to do, but yet your life is so screwed up. You don't even have a place to live, okay? Um, you use people and you talk to me about how you can get over on like your stepdad for this and that. This just isn't right, okay? So when I put her in her place like that, quit trying to fix other people's problems and start working on your own because you're pretty screwed up. I did not say it that harsh, almost, okay? I was a little bit more graceful. There were more words said than that. Okay, she got so mad she never talked to me again. Oh, well, goodbye. Good riddance, okay? All right, so those controlling friends you're going to have to watch, okay? Don't trust them. Manipulation is not cool. I think manipulation is evil. I do. It's evil, all right? Okay, so then what about those other friends? Because I've had this before too. I'm just gonna use this name just for the heck of it. Debbie Downer. How many of you have a Debbie Downer friend? Huh? Oh my God. Whine, whine, whine. Does it drain you? I had a Debbie Downer friend, and I swear it's like I'd get off the phone with her, I'd hang up, and I was out of energy. Okay? And you know what? This chick, she was ridiculous, man. We don't need to get into her background. I'm just going over friends here and what affects you and can drain you, all right? This woman would get sinus infections all the time. And guess what? Guess what I ended up finding out? She would never blow her nose, okay? Because that was gross, and it gagged her to blow. Ew, who wants to blow their nose? I do, because I'd rather have it out and in the tissue and in the garbage than in my body, choking me up and having sinus infections. Constant, okay? So don't complain to me about your sinus infections when you don't blow your freaking nose, okay? And then it was, her husband made plenty of money. She didn't have to work. She whined all the time about, I have to find a part-time job so people don't think I'm lazy. Who cares what people think? God, that's your first mistake right there. You got to not care what people think. Okay? Are they paying your bills? Are they? If they are, you might kind of care a little bit. And you get me when I say you don't care what people think. Okay? I'm not talking about, outrageous things and character and all that. I'm talking about life choices and our dislikes and likes and all that stuff. Okay? All right. So Debbie Downer. Oh my gosh. Okay. So she takes a job 2 days a week as a bank teller. Okay? And bitches about it 7 days a week. So I finally had to say to her, do yourself a favor. Do everybody a favor. Do me a favor. Quit your job or quit whining about it. You don't even have to work, okay? You only work so your in-laws don't think you're lazy and everybody else that you're worried about, okay? So do us all a favor and quit working. I'm on the phone with her, so, well, I got to get off the phone now. Bye. Didn't hear from her for a few days. I hurt her feelings. So days later, she calls me back, tells me how I hurt her feelings because I was so harsh, but she got a reality check, and I was right. So you know what? Sometimes, you got to just say to your friends the truth. Give them a reality check. If they can't handle it, oh well. Okay? The definition of a friend is two people that share a bond. That can be school. That can be work. That can be hobbies. Whatever. Okay? The definition of a friend does not mean it's somebody that's got your back and agrees with you and yada, 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 and this and that. Okay? And what about those friends where you got a group of friends and 2 of them get into it, and then one of them gets mad because you're still talking to the other friend? Wow. How spiritually stunted. how emotionally immature and unstable, okay? You don't, see, that's a controlling, that's a control right there, right there. Now, if the friend that they don't want you to talk to did something really, really horrible, that's one thing. But if they just got into it and one friend thinks, you got to have my back and not talk to this other friend or we ain't friends no more, bye-bye. Adios, amigo. Okay? Adios, amigo. Arrivederci, sayonara. Okay? Whatever. Didn't mean to say amigo, but I did. All righty. Okay, so we really have to be aware of who is in our life and who we let in. What about those friends, you confide really personal stuff, and, and they did to you too. They confided to you. You confided to them, and then they went and ran their mouth. Well, let me tell you what. Your friends that are telling you other people's business, they're going to talk about yours. Same with neighbors. You got to watch your neighbors, okay? If you got a neighbor that's gossiping about other neighbors, trust me, they're going to be gossiping about you. They are, all right? Let me tell you, I have neighbors. I got nicknames for them too. I'm not going to say it on video for the world to see, because if they ever catch a glimpse, they're going to know who I'm talking about, okay? I'll just say one of the names. Nah, because it's the only name that fits the dude. If I say the nickname for his wife, everybody's going to know who I'm talking about, okay? Because there's no way around that. Anyway, so these people run, I've seen them run their, I'm a psychic medium, remember, I know when you're running your mouth about me, okay? I'm seeing them up the road there, talking for hours to the newer neighbors, running their mouth. I bet you they were running their mouth about me, and they've never spoken a word to me ever. Not even hi, okay? Because his wife was so standoffish. Our kids went to school at the same time. I was even going to say, because I saw her every morning when I'd leave, I was even going to say, hey, you want to do a ride share? Where I can do it one week, and then you can do it the next week. I don't even mind doing it every day, because I'm going to have to do it for my kid every day anyway, right? She would see me, right? And she just, boom, get out of her driveway real quick to get in front of me. That's cool. Go ahead. I don't play like that. I don't care. Go. Ronnie James Dio, the last in line. I'm one of the last in line people. I already know that, okay? And I'm cool with it. I'll let y'all get first. Y'all can line up first and get your backs. All righty. So, yeah, neighbors. You got to watch your neighbors. Don't let your neighbors know your crap, okay? Doing readings. If I ever have a neighbor approach me and go, hey, wow, you're psychic? Because I don't tell people my personal business. In my community, a lot of people had no clue what I do until they ended up finding out from somebody else, because I don't chase business. I've never had to. I do perfectly fine word of mouth, and I'm not cool with reading neighbors. I'm not, okay? And so if any neighbors ever say, oh, wow, you're a psychic medium. Oh, I want to get a reading. I don't know if I don't know how I'm going to handle it. I have to get there first to see what's the best way to handle it. I'm sorry, I don't do neighbors. I'm not comfortable with that. I don't know what I'd say, okay? Because I already know don't go there. And I've never read a neighbor, but I already know don't go there, okay? All righty. Okay, so anyway, so you got your neighbors that'll run their mouth about you, okay? I'll tell you what. Gosh, it's been at least 10 years ago. Some neighbors, they had a block party, and they invited everybody. What are we talking here? We're talking 10 houses. Okay, so out of 10 houses, maybe a little bit more, I don't know. I think it was just our little block. They invited everybody but me and one other neighbor. The other neighbor was a little bit bothered by it. Did you see that block party? And I said, well, I wasn't invited. Well, neither was I. And I said, well, I was relieved I wasn't invited. That way I didn't have to find an excuse or a reason to go, oh, no, I can't make it. Okay? Because I don't like drama, and I know what the bullcrap's like, okay? And I don't put a mask on. Here's my mask, people. It's hanging up on the wall. You can barely, there you are. My mask is on the wall. Okay? Some people don't like me because I'm a straight shooter, and I'll say it like it is. I prefer to be around people that say it like it is instead of talking around it. I don't want to tell you how I really feel. Okay? We all have different personalities. I'm one of those people. People either love me or they hate me. It's okay. Alrighty? Just be who and what you are, and you will attract the right people. Okay? Now, so we got to get rid of the downers that drain your energy. When this girl and I, when our friendship ended over my opinion of the Catholic religion and the Vatican. Okay, and turns out I had really good reason not to trust them. We know that now, don't we? Okay, so our friendship broke up over that, but I'm going to tell you, I was so relieved. I felt so much lighter, when I didn't have to deal with that crap anymore, somebody calling me. And one time she called me up and was crying so bad. When I said hello, I couldn't make out what she was saying, and I went, who is this? And it was all over her job that she didn't have to have in the first place because she screwed up in her change drawer. And for somebody to get that hysterical crying over that, my God. Okay? All right. So the controllers, the manipulators, and the downers. Okay? Now, the people that want to use you as a therapist, how about that one? Because I get a lot of that. I always have. Okay? Hey, you know what I started doing? If I'm going to be, well, first of all, I don't do this. I won't put the phone to my head. My phone's like this. I don't trust it next to my head. I don't. Okay. So if we're going to do this, and I'm going to have to, you're texting me, call me when you can, 2 or 3 times a week, whatever. Okay. I'm going to lay mine on you too. Yeah, I'm going to dump my problems on you too. I'm not just going to sit there and listen to it because, you can go get yourself a therapist. And if you don't want to pay for a therapist and you want me to sit there and listen to it, you're going to listen to mine too. So if you got that exchange with your friends, go for it, man. If they're going to dump their problems on you, make them let you dump your problems on them. What about the ones, and I've had this. Okay. This is actually a relative, okay, that I really don't have a relationship with. I'm like the stepsister to some maternal family members, all because of age, all right? So, yeah, I've had the life of the stepsister to, like, 4 of them, right? 4 females. And the one that's, well, never mind. Let's not get into, the talker. We'll go with the talker. Okay. So when the sisters get into a fight, again, I'm the stepsister, so I'm not included in any of it. Don't have a relationship with any of them, really. Okay, so when the circle gets into a fight, okay, so I went through this for a while, the talkers, okay, those are the other ones that are going to drain you, alrighty? All right, so she called me. Hi, how you doing? I couldn't get a word in. You ever had somebody that talks so much and talks over you? You can't get a word in, and then it becomes so frustrating, you don't even want to talk anymore. You forgot what you were going to say. You had 3, 4, 5 replies to what they were saying, but you couldn't get a word in. And they just keep on going. And the subject changed. You are being used so they can be a mouthpiece on you. Okay? I mean, I don't even want to talk. When you start doing that, it's draining. It's draining. It's like they're stealing your energy. They're taking your energy. I can't say people can actually steal your energy, though. Okay? Oh, wow. Let me back up to the manipulator. Okay? The one that went around trying to control people's stuff. Alrighty? When we were together, yeah, she used to interrupt when I'd want to meditate, when I didn't have a reading, and I would be like, I need to meditate, and she'd show up, or even like when I'd have to get ready and I need to take a shower, and she's knocking on the door. I'm like, I didn't even get to get my shower yet. Oh, showers are overrated. It was all about her. Okay, we went to meditate one time. Okay, in my living room, and I'm sitting here, She's sitting directly across from me, and we went into meditation, and I felt her energy. Oh my God. Okay. And I know I'm an extreme empath, so I can feel a lot. Okay. But I felt her energy come up, boom, and it hit me. And when it happened, I opened my eyes and looked at her, and her eyes were closed. And I told her later that I felt your energy come go boom and hit me. And it was, months later when she said to me, you know how you're around people and they have really awesome energy like you, and you take their energy and you just feel great and you want to go around them for that? And I went to myself, right? Vampire, psychic vampire. Because this chick, when she'd come around, I'd be great and fine, have plenty of energy. She'd come around and I'd start just wanting to kind of stink in the chair and not do anything. All right. Because she was like a vampire. These people try to suck your energy. All right. So it's all draining. The manipulator, the talker, the downer. It's all drag. Okay. It's all draining. Okay. All right. What about the therapist part, though? Let's go back to that. Okay, because I had somebody, and, I pick things up talking to people, just talking to them, I do. So I'm talking to this chick. I have read her many times. The very first time I ever spoke to her, she called me and she said, I want to schedule a reading either Friday night or Saturday night at 8 p.m. And I said, I don't do readings at 8 p.m. ever. And she said, well, I need it at 8 p.m. and it needs to be Friday or Saturday. And I said, well, then you need to go somewhere else. Okay. And then goodbye. Okay. So I don't know, like a month or so later, she gets a hold of me, and she was cool with working, making an appointment in my hours, with my hours, right? Because it wasn't going to happen around my hours. Okay. That's another person trying to control. I want to tell you that. Okay. I told her, they got a PI following you. Watch what you post on Facebook. You're going to lose in court because of what you post on Facebook. And because, I don't know why I'm doing this, and because they got a PI following you. And because, yeah, it's cool to go out and party when you're in your 40s, and when you're a single mom. And it's cool to wear a mini skirt or mini dress. But when you're in a custody battle and you got the good old boys club against you, because that's what it is, all right, and your ex who you're in the custody battle with knows the judge and all that stuff because they have the same country club that they golf together at, all right, you're probably screwed. Okay, so she didn't listen, so I was right. Okay, and what she find out? Oh yeah, they had a PI on her. Okay, and it didn't stop just with that court battle. So that's a person that would call me. I'd pick up stuff and I'd give her my advice, which was a psychic tune-in, and she wouldn't listen. And I got tired of it. And I finally said, you know what? You don't listen when I tell you what I get anyway. Okay? You need to just make changes, big time changes. I'm not going to tell you what I told her. All right? So I said, no more. Okay? I have no magic for you. Okay? And then let's talk about G. The friend that is always on their terms, isn't it? With a lot of stuff, right? The friend that, okay, first of all, this friend introduced me to several people that I ended up reading, like 4 of them. They were all awesome, wonderful people before I read them. Okay? And then at one point or another, well, one was an asshole, the other one was a bitch, one's a slut, and yeah, you get me, right? And I am quoting, okay? And I thought, wow, you seem like such a nice person. You're really generous, but you sure talk bad about some of your friends, okay? And this person would call me 6:30, 7 p.m. every time that she wanted to call me when she left the house and was in her car in a restaurant or grocery store, okay? because she didn't want to call me when she was at home. And I'd say, I'd pick up the phone, landline, right? And I'd say, I'm cooking dinner right now or getting ready to cook dinner, so I can't talk. How many times do I have to say that? Because she'd get the hint, no, because it was all her needing to call me when her husband wasn't around to hear. Okay, so when I start putting thoughts into things, and I realize, you're not really a good person. You've been a good person to me. Okay? You've been helpful to me to a point. All right? But when I hear you talk about your friends that you're still good friends with, like they're crap, I know you're doing the same thing about me behind my back. Okay? So you need to remember that with your friends. Now, okay, so you got they're all drainers. They're all vampires, okay? Your manipulators, your downers, okay, your what do I call I don't want to call them patients because I'm not a doctor, okay, but you got to be a therapist to some of them and all that too. I think it's your manipulators that we really need to stay away from. And when you have friends that do rotten things to other people, like I know one, I haven't talked to her in years, and I'm cool with that. Very great person to me. Great person to me. But you know what? She deliberately got pregnant by a dude that was getting ready to graduate or just graduated from medical school so she could hook a doctor. Okay, I know that. She knows I know that. She knows that. Her mother knows that. Everybody that knows her knows that. He even knows that, and his family knows that. Okay? And it's not going too well. And she's been a little rotten because I know things. Because she shared them with me. And it's all going to come back on her. Okay? Because she thought she'd hook up with a dude that makes really good money. And it's all going to come back to burn her. Okay? Because she manipulated him. This is the person that talks bad about the other people. Okay? All right. So, last thing I want to say. Don't tell your deepest dreams and desires and your ultimate goals. Don't tell them to people. Because they just go and shoot you down a lot. Okay? Because misery loves company. All right? Remember that with friends. Okay? So if it's all good and you're up here, you're vibrating up here, and I'm down here, right? I really need to go and pull you down to my level. And if I can get you down here, I'm going to feel real good. But if I'm going to bring you here, right, then I got company. Okay? Misery loves company. Okay? And it's just that defective human nature that does that. And that's got to do with our background and who created man, huh? Yeah. We were created, not made. There's 4 blood types, 2 RH factors for a reason. Okay? All right. Last thing I want to say, though, is I just said, keep your stuff to yourself. Write your goals down. Okay? Talk to spirit. I'm going to tell you, since I've gotten rid of the draining people in my life, I'm not at all lonely. Okay? I'm so much more happier. I'm content. I get more done. I have a higher energy level. It's just wonderful when you can just bleed out the drainers. Okay, the manipulators. All right, the downers. I told you all about this book, which was like $439 the first time I looked it up, just like a month ago. And then $800 and something the second time. But you can get it on eBay. There's a couple of them. You want to get the right book. That's why I'm showing you the cover. It's Marion Weinstein or Weinstein, however you say it. All right. That's the one that you want. I don't know if you're aware of this or not. Titles cannot be copyrighted. So Positive Magic can be the title of 1,000 books. It won't matter. Okay? You cannot copyright the title of a book. Only what's in the book. Okay? All right. So in this book, the words of power to help you manifest, it's awesome for that. So I want all of you to vibrate on a higher level, achieve your dreams, achieve your soul contract agreement. Okay? Right? Live in Christ's light and in Christ's love with those rainbow rays, chakra colors, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Did I do it right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and then the radiant, bright light of white. Okay? So, there is one power, and you are a perfect manifestation of this power. Therefore, perfect fulfillment of achieving all of your heart's desires is yours to have here and now. All right? So do your words of powers. Do your affirmations. Love yourself. We have to love ourselves. We have to love ourselves. Type up, I love you. Put it on your mirror in your bathroom. If you have family and friends and people going into that bathroom, just tell them, that's my message to you. I want you all to know I love you. And when you go into that bathroom, you tell yourself, I love you. And you're going to be surprised at how you probably don't, okay? And how we are taught that we are not worthy. We are taught not to love ourselves. And with that, I ask you, how are you going to find that love of your life, to love you the way that you need to be loved, the way that you deserve to be loved, if you don't love yourself? Huh? You're not. You're not. Love yourself, okay? Love yourself first. Because also with that, if you can't love yourself, how are you going to love somebody else, right? Pure, unconditional love. That's what I'm talking about, okay? Not lust, not conditional love, pure, unconditional love, all right? So this is a great book for that. Don't let the title fool you. When it was first handed to me back in 1985, I was like, ooh, I'm not getting into no magic, no black magic or none of that. Has nothing to do with it. It's totally the opposite. And by the way, if you get the book and read it, you're going to learn we all practice magic every day of our lives. We do. Because energy follows thought. It always did. It always will. Words matter. Words, put it out there. So when you want to say something and you want to give it action, you want to give it meaning, you want to put it out there so it can be manifested. Saying it instead of just thinking it gives it more power, they say. However, with that, if you have a really strong mind, I don't think it really matters. I don't. Just like, I've had, we got to, hold on. We have to have discernment, total discernment with things too. For when they say, oh no, you can't do that because if you do this, it's not going to work. Because let me tell you something, like when it comes to psychic readings and stuff, okay, and when I was practicing, right, when I got involved with the spiritualist church, which I didn't find it to be all that spiritual when it came down to it, with how catty it could get and gossipy. Anyway, they'll tell you, you can't do it. You can't read anybody if you cross your legs. Yeah. Okay, when I do readings, I cross my legs. I just did it right now. You couldn't see them. Because I'm really comfortable that way. So it's however you're comfortable. Anyway, a friend in need is a friend indeed. Watch the company you keep. Okay? Because there's people out there that will siphon your energy. And most of them don't even know they're doing it. They don't even mean to really do it on a conscious level. They just don't know any better. They don't know. And thank you for watching my video if you watched it all the way through. And I just want to say, people, world peace. Peace, however we need to do it. Okay? Godspeed. Christ love, Christ light. We will get through this Pluto and Capricorn, which is happening right now. We'll get through this whole election thing. And after it's crazy, it's going to be all right. Okay? So, peace out, people. Till next time. Christ love, Christ light. Ciao for now.